The Celtics win Game 3 as the series shifts back to Boston. They haven't lost following a loss this year, 6-0, and Jaylen Brown came out red hot. 6 of 9 shooting in the first quarter, on the way to 17 points. That ties the Celtics for the most in any finals quarter in the last half century. Ray Allen did it in 2010. Celtics had a double-digit lead after the first quarter. They're up 12 in the middle of the second. Al Horford doubled. Jason Tatum knocks down the three. It's a 15-point game. A minute later, it's Tatum. Third most points in a single postseason in Celtics franchise history behind Larry Legend twice. And they're rolling. Horford's defense turns to offense. Tatum flips it over Draymond's head to the trailing Brown. Tatum and Brown, the second duo, 25 or younger, to combine for 1,000 points in a single postseason. And the Celtics led by a dozen at the break. Everybody knows the third quarter stats for the Warriors. They had been much better at home in the third than they had been on the road. But in this series, at home, it's the Avalanche. Golden State brought it on the road in this one. Even though the Celtics catch Golden State kind of snoozing after a turnover, Horford finds Brown. It's a 13-point lead. Woo, woo, woo! Outlet. Season control? Not really. Because here comes Golden State. Steph hits a 2. It's a single-digit game. This is a huge moment as Steph hits the 3. The foul's on Al Horford, and it's ruled flagrant because can't slide under the landing area. They get the free throw. Made it 3. I would say a 7-point possession, and then Curry all 3 of these. And suddenly the Celtics, who trailed by 18, have their first lead since 2-0. But this Celtics team, they absorb the body blows, and they start throwing. Tatum with the attack there. They're up 4 after 3, early in the fourth. Shot clock starting to wind down. Smart. I appreciate that he never changed expressions after he banks one in. Corner 3. No, as Grant Williams to the putback. Celtics up 11. Paul Pierce in the building loving it. Everybody in Boston loving it. Golden State, though, still within earshot. Does earshot mean anything? I don't really know what that means. They were within 8. Now it's 10. Steph. He get arm's length. I think that's what I was trying to say. Okay. Arm's length, Steve. Tatum, again, attacking. This looks like what we saw in the first, right? Just get whatever you want. Corner 3. Smart. And the lead is back to double figures. Under 4. Jason Tatum, no. Watch how many bodies hit the deck for Boston, and I know that's something Tim Legler, who's standing by, wants to point out. How many 50-50 balls did the home team get? A lot of them. Draymond fouls out. He had a miserable night. Another look here. The scrum. Smart's on the deck. Williams is on the deck. Horford's on the deck. Curry's underneath that pile there, which is always a concern. But he remains in the game. Horford up top. Williams. Man, that guy contributes in significant ways. Williams had 8 on the night. Leads back to 14. Curry and the starters check out. Steve Kerr said, keep the powder dry for Game 4. So Brown, Tatum, and Smart each had at least 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. The first trio to do that in any finals game since 1984. Kareem, Magic, and Michael Cooper did it, facing elimination in Game 6 against the Celtics, but Boston did go on to win that one in 7.
Jason, you guys knew you had to respond. What was the difference tonight, especially with your defense in the fourth quarter?
Just staying with it. We obviously know that's a great team, and they're going to go and run. Just how you respond. And, we know we haven't been playing well in third quarters. So that was a point of emphasis coming out, starting the third quarter well, with a lot more pace, and just responding to their runs. And the tough shots they hit, don't put your head down, just keep going.
For you personally, Coach Udoka said he wanted you to be more aggressive going to the rim, not necessarily trying to draw contact, but to finish. How did that affect your mindset in this game?
Obviously, I know I wasn't shooting the ball great, but just wanted to impose my will on the game, just be aggressive. Whether I miss shots or not, I'm going to keep playing. My teammates believe in me. And even if it's not for myself to make the right play, for us to get the best shot, all that matters is if we get a win.
Describe the impact that Robert Williams had on this game.
Man, just his presence at the rim on both ends. He's one of the best shot contestants in the league, and you got to respect him at the rim on a lob threat. So he just put so much pressure on the defense while he's just being out there.
You, Marcus, and Jalen, the first trio to go 20-5 in a finals game since 1984 when Kareem, Magic, and Michael Cooper did it. What do you think about that company?
I was born in '98, so that was way before my time. But that's great company to be in. Watch film, build off this. Don't get too happy, and get ready for the next one because we know they're gonna come out, extra aggressive, more prepared.
Congrats on the win, Jason.
Thank you.
Jason Tatum leads the Celtics there. Tim Legler here. We'll hear from Steve Kerr here in just a moment, who did say the Steph Curry situation, no injury there, so that's good news for Golden State. And there were a number of good news for Golden State in this game in a lot of ways, right? You get Steph for 30-plus. You get Clay go for 25-plus. You get the third quarter barrage. That's a recipe that a lot of times works. It didn't in this game. They get overwhelmed physically by the Celtics for most of the game. What was the biggest issue for Golden State?
The physical aspect of the game was too much for Golden State tonight. And look, they got doubled up on second chance points. They got doubled up on points in the paint. I'm sure they got doubled up on loose balls, but none of those are great touchscreens. They also got doubled up by not being able to contain the basketball off the dribble. It was straight line dribble drive all night. This one kind of fascinated me. This is toward the end of the first half. Marcus Smart backs this thing out at Scott. This isn't even one of their primary scores. He's pointing over here at his guys. And basically what he is saying is, you three guys over here on the weak side of the floor, just get out of the way because I want to operate against Otto Porter. And if you're Andrew Wiggins and you're on the strong side corner, you cannot leave Jaylen Brown here. So you've got to communicate right now to Otto Porter. And you've got to tell him, you've got to get up here on his high side. And this basketball has got to come. None of this stuff's working, by the way. That's a complete failure on the touchscreen. None of this stuff is working. But you got to get Otto Porter up here on the high side, Scott, and you've got to force this ball to come here where all of your traffic is. Right? He doesn't allow that to happen. And watch, Marcus Smart just puts his head down from 42 feet out and just goes straight line dribble drive all the way to the rim. And this was pretty much symptomatic of the entire first half. Same thing here. And this is a critical time. Golden State makes their run. They get it to 9 points. And again, Jason Tatum's at 40 feet from the basket. And he is just going to make up his mind, win this, get to the lane, knowing that Klay Thompson cannot leave strong side corner. He's got to stay with Jaylen Brown. The first resistance he hits is here, inside the dotted line. It's Draymond Green, who is not a shot blocker. He's back here trying to draw charges. Jason Tatum just puts his head down, gets to the rim, no physical contact. And to me, when I watched them in the first half operate, it was basically whoever got the ball, saw a matchup in front of them, they were going straight line at that guy, knowing they were going to get anywhere they wanted to on the floor. If they did finally give help, they kicked out, they made a couple of threes. But for me, it was just simply winning that matchup that was in front of you. Golden State was terrible containing the basketball, and then the other physical components of the game, keeping them off the glass and getting on the floor for loose balls. They didn't win those either. This was not a great night for Golden State from a physical standpoint.
Yeah, and it wasn't like they were hunting a switch and they were going to try to run a ball screen. They just would clear out, to your point, and attack. And then when they'd miss, whether it was Horford or Williams, you just saw Golden State get bullied underneath the rim. And on a night where a lot of things Golden State typically does that equals a win, to get bullied in that fashion, you never want to overstate just one game. But I wonder the residuals of this for Boston carry on really well if they're able to replicate them.
Yeah, Golden State tonight just looked small and inadequate. And I just wonder with Steve Kerr what he's going to do. Maybe you go to a Kuminga. Poole right now is not giving you anything offensively, and he's not doing the job defensively. Get bigger, get more athletic. I think there are some things you can do off the dribble. And if Boston makes threes in the next game because you're so concerned about controlling the paint defensively, then so be it. You're not beating this team anyway if they're going to make 15, 20 threes. But they've got to do a much better job of keeping the ball out of the lane off the initial dribble drive penetration. They got in foul trouble. It's also hurt. It makes guys tentative to want to stay in front. But some of that's their own doing. They were ill-advised fouls of Steph Curry, Draymond Green a couple different times tonight. They hurt themselves putting themselves in that position.
Draymond fouls out. He had 2 points and 4 rebounds. Look, we know he gives them so much, but on this night, you're looking in this box score, and he gave them nothing.
He's got a lot of space offensively when they're chasing Clay and Steph around. When those guys are hitting and the defense gets extended, Draymond Green has a lot of space to operate to go make plays. You can't give him 2 points from that spot when they are now extending that much to guard Steph and Clay. It's that